I often find myself thinking about how our current way of life and every aspect of it could be so much better. We can live in a world where everyone can have their basic needs like food, water, and shelter met at no cost, thus eliminating starvation, homelessness, and the need to slave away at dead-end jobs. We can live in a world where there are no wars, only peace and prosperity. We can live in a world where there is no toxic waste polluting the air, the soil, and our oceans. We can live in a world where there are no borders and where we can be citizens of the world instead of just a certain country, thus being able to move freely with no restraints. We can live in a world where the best available medicine and treatments are available to all of humanity and not just those who can afford it. We can live in a world where the very concept of race and ethnicity is no more, for in the end we're all human, nothing else. We can live in a world where the money no longer holds dominion over our lives and where we no longer need to participate in the rat race and where we can instead work in what brings us happiness and fulfillment. We can live in a world where our main purpose is to diminish the inevitable suffering that comes along with our existence to a minimum degree. We can live in a world where humanity severs the lesser nature, animal nature, our ego, our greed, and our ignorance, and instead embrace and cultivate all the good, the empathy, the decency, and the love that resides within, which would in turn bring humanity closer to becoming something more, something better, a glorious evolution. I can continue on, for there are endless ways in which we can live in a better world, which would in turn better our current way of life and every aspect of it. Unfortunately, our so-called world leaders, those who are only powerful because of their wealth, will never allow for our current way of life and every aspect of it to be better. They will never allow for the rest of humanity to live in a better world or allow it to become something greater than what it currently is, because doing so would mean the end of their constant and absolute control and whatever power they hold. Countless fellow human beings have tried to make it all better, and they all have been erased from the world of the living, and their work and progress buried, never to be found again. There is no greater crime to ever have been committed than to rob humanity of a glorious evolution with a glorious future where our collective suffering is greatly diminished, where the current way of life and every aspect of it is leaps and bounds better than what it currently is. If humanity continues to turn a blind eye, if it continues to conform and take the path of least resistance, if it continues to let the rot that is greed within spread, then there is no future. Everything will continue to get worse, along with our collective suffering, until it all crumbles and turns to ash.